Okay. Uh,
Indeed. And greetings unto you, beloved and holy friend. Thank you for joining me again on another conscious evolution. Today's stream topic was inspired by yesterday's party on the boat. Yesterday's stream was the shortest one we've ever done. It was not stable, and I was giving myself seasickness looking at the footage. Hey, Jovan. It's nice having you here. So, yeah, there was this extra little floaty boaty, right? Like the same one we were on the way to the spot we were going to stay on. That kind of like came a little bit later. It was completely empty. And Tines, the dude who was organizing the event, jokingly said that he got that one just for me, so I have a place to dance. And boy, did I try. I went onto that platform that was basically a membrane on water, and I danced on that thing. And there is zero stability. Surprise, surprise. It's almost like there's a thin membrane that slides on the water underneath your feet. And as the waves would kind of wash over me from the sides of other jet skis and boats coming past, I would feel super unstable, right? Because you friends have seen me dance. I lift my legs, I put them in different places in my bubble or whatever, right? But all of those moves just completely fell apart when I had to try and dance on that platform until I started keeping my feet on the ground or on the water and pushing down, right? So instead of trying to balance myself as waves come over me, that felt very unstable, right? I started making waves. Wham, 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 wham. And as soon as I did that, stability arose in my being, right? Perfect stability. And it came to me like a feeling of like this is a message, it's a lesson I'm supposed to absorb right now. And it goes, you don't feel the waves when you're making them, right? And yesterday's stream topic, and I did want to talk about a little bit more today, maybe we will, was about imposter syndrome, right? This sense that you're not supposed to be there, wherever there is. And just kind of like proving to myself as well, reminding myself even over and over again that I am worthy of these experiences. I am worthy of being a person, being alive in this moment. I am worthy of beautiful friends such as yourself. All of us are worthy of these things, and you're making waves in my life, in other people's lives, and I thank you for that. I'm trying to get my chat open. Oh, that's why. I do not have interwebs. The internet poverty has been real. I have been able to buy more data thanks to you, friends. Kristen, I've done it. Data has been purchased. Quack, love again to you. We have Joy Beef too. Sending you a blessing. How short was it? Yesterday's stream was like 12 minutes 44 seconds. Right, that's like absurdly short in my mind since we've done 3 hours. But we showed up for love, right? And I did mention to you friends that sometimes maybe I can only do a little bit of stream time, but I'll show up no matter what. No matter what. Even if I'm literally in hell or high waters. I mean, the waters weren't that high, but I was in the waters, technically speaking. Water dance, yeah, Kristen, bless you, friend. Duck that says, yarg, tis the scallywag back from a sea voyage. Yeah, yeah, brah. If only I could, bring back some treasure. Oh goodness, will I like some treasure? I had this whole fascination. I think it was Treasure Island that really messed me up as well. Treasure Island and The Road to El Dorado were both movies that I watched as a kid. So this Fractal Love, there being treasure out there somewhere, really stuck with me. And now I get to realize that the treasure that I have always thought is out there somewhere has been inside of me this whole time. So that's nice. Learning our lessons slowly but surely. I have some Pulp Fiction, it's called, in this little vinyl app of mine. We went to the joint as well today, listened to some live music, met the owner and his wife again, Tinas and Annika. It was super nice. The artist was named Nick. So cool being able to listen to live music. Like my mind is so painfully aware of the fact that we're heading into Gen AI, right? An age where most of the content we'll see will be generated by a potentially cold, unfeeling machine or whatever. And then from that perspective, really taking in a person who's making the music themselves, who's strumming those little strings. I wanted to say use their voices, but weirdly enough, use their brains. Remembering words to lyrics is also such an effort. Sending them blessings. Hello, person behind Mel. This is John. That's Tony Louise, and that is Tony Louise's boyfriend, Brian. Yeah, cold fingers, walking ups before work. Bless you, bro. I hope those cold fingers of yours warms up. Melt is so pretty today. I like the Les Beauty look. Me too, actually. Yeah, yeah. I I had hot parents apparently. My parents found each other hot enough to make hot babies. Congratulations, genetic lotteries. Oh, bro, being a person in this world. I think about weirdly enough, Joy V, and that's why I'm kind of like joking about it today. I was driving today and thinking to myself how people see me, right? And we had a stream topic about that recently. But I was thinking about the fact that conventionally I might be seen as an attractive person. And then if I was the exact same person, behaviorally, right? Dancing, talkative, wanting to connect with people, but I was extremely conventionally unattractive, would I be seen in the same way? And I can't help but feel no is the answer, right? And it hurts me. It hurts me thinking that no is the answer to that question because it's not fair, right? It's not fair that we are discriminated upon based on how we look. And they even did studies on it, right? Where they consider attractive people, they, as in the study group, consider attractive people by average more trustworthy, right? Like thinking of it from a perspective of which one of these two people are criminals. And then people more regularly than not choose people that are less attractive conventionally as the criminals. And wondering, how much of that is our society, how much of that again is genetics, like our own biology trying to steer us in one direction or another, creating narratives, little stories we tell ourselves. So thank you, I guess, for finding me pretty. Right, again, I do believe you're seeing yourself, or at least what you conventionally, or mind, think is attractive. My comments is not loading on this device of mine. I am so sorry. I'm gonna try something else. Move our hotspot. Let's see if that's gonna help. It's not doing it yet. There we go. Let's see if this does the job. You got this. Yeah, it did get that. Okay, I'm gonna do that. And hopefully I can pause. And at the very least, hopefully I can make it super low res if it does buffer any. Good. Let me see. Aren't we on the internet right now? Yeah? Did I not say we're on the internet? I mean, our internet has just been bad, right? Like, it has been hard getting any good connectivity. But if I sit here, it usually is pretty good, at least. If you are in hell, I expect a much longer stream. Got to show up that place for research purposes. I mean, yes. Weirdly enough, I probably won't want to leave. The thing I'm gonna probably be the most surprised about, and at the same time not surprised at all, is the fact that hell has Wi-Fi. Yeah, nice. No. You want some pirates booty? Oh, we're done. How would he stream in hell with all the connection drop stuck? No, that's the thing. That's the thing, right? The demons know that the internet can be a path, like a highway to hell. There we go. Nice. Depending on how you use it, right? Satan's office has the Wi-Fi router. You think he has enough money to be installing signal boosters all over? Man is in a prison administration. He's a pauper. We wouldn't be in stream if you were ugly. It sucks, but it's true. It does suck, right? It does suck. Like I don't consider myself that attractive as well, which makes it even more conflicting, right? So again, down this fractal, right? Because as I was thinking about the whole conventionally attractive thing, I was also thinking about cosmetic surgery, right? That some people don't get to look the way they want to look by their genetics, but we do live in an age where we now have cosmetic surgery. And then again, it being the societal standard thing, right? Where people end up getting the surgeries of what people think they want to see or whatever. Yeah. You know, and again, I feel like it's one of those slippery slope kind of things, right? That as soon as you start with cosmetic surgery, then more cosmetic surgery isn't that big of a deal. But I don't know if you become more aesthetically pleasing the more cosmetic surgery you get, right? Maybe you can become more aesthetically pleasing with cosmetic surgery. But if you keep going, right? Like, at least from what the internet and what the media, the fractals we've seen of people going down that route, it doesn't end up turning out that great. And then I want to be a part of the generation that instead of messing with our actual flesh, right, cutting on this part of ourselves, is to be cutting on the DNA part of ourselves. Which again, is that any better? Am I gonna become more attractive by gene editing myself? Is that fair? And again, I do believe I would want to do this. I don't know if it'll be legal. Maybe I'll do it illegally even. I shouldn't say shit like this. I'm joking, genetic police. I'm totally joking, totally. But I would want to make my, at least the good of my genes available online. Right? Think about that. Maybe you like what this curly hair looks like or whatever. So you edit your hair follicles genes, right? To instead of growing circular hair follicles to grow oval hair follicles, and then suddenly you got curly hair on your head as well, or dark eyes. I don't know if you want those. You might be a Nazi. I'm so sorry. I shouldn't just say shit like that. Why am I saying such spicy stuff? Oh no way, Sam. Satan has it has it all right way. Nice. All the metal bands have been marketing a nice slush fund for him. He's got Wi-Fi money. Don't believe the propaganda. All the money is for-profit prisons in the hands of investors. Admins doesn't get shit. I like how, you know, Sam's fractal of like what's all of Satan's money goes to for-profit prisons. It's just so perfect, right? Because that would be Satan's playhouse. People that literally make money by imprisoning others. All right, and they'll imprison you for anything. They'll imprison you for doing what I'm doing right now. Just cause. Just cause, no, we say no. Oh, your body, your freedom? Free country? No. No, not free. Not free unless you do these things that we say you ought to and ought not to. And all I can respond to that is straight reading, complete mind losing. I just want to give mad props to the Highway to Hell reference. It didn't go unnoticed. Thank you, bro. Ooh, it's a butterfly. You want to see butterfly? I'm gonna save this butterfly's whole day. I don't know if I'm gonna save its life, but I'll save its day. Look at this butterfly. Look at it. Let me get closer. Hey, little butterfly. I see you're stucky there. Let me help you. Let me help you, sweetie. Come here. Come here. Let me go. Let me help you. I'm helping, I promise. I'm helping you, I promise. Come. I know you're trying to get out. I know. There you go. There it goes. Nice. The saga ends. Melt has saved butterflies. Tell everybody far and wide. I am now king of the butterflies. I want it known. Like, seriously. I want you to tell people. Who's that dude you're listening to? Oh, it's Meltmore. Oh, who's that? He's king of the butterflies. Oh. Oh, so you're crazy. Yes. 100%. No, 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 no. The strain tastes so interesting. It's called Pulp Fiction, but it tastes like I can't really place it. Weirdly enough, it makes me think of my childhood though. That puff was very uneasy, like licorice, but it's only at the end. It is kind of fruity. Like the best way I can describe it is, as a kid, after my clothing was washed and then dried, and then I could smell those warm, dried pieces of clothing, right? And that sensation, that like freshness, and I know it was probably me sniffing phthalates. I know that now. Thank you, internet, for enlightening me. But still, there was this sense of awe, right? Like, oh wow, this smells nice. It kind of was that smell as a taste, and then it turns into more of like licorice flavor at the end. Sam says, ugly and pretty are perceptions that get reinforced by the group. The definition of beauty changes when you ask a part of the world that isn't technologically integrated with the rest of us. Yeah, going to like an uncontacted tribe and asking them what they find beautiful would be such an awesome lesson to learn from someone. Thank you for saying that, Sam. That's awesome. It is conflicting. It's uncomfortable when I'm complimented. I wasn't always considered attractive, so when you've been on both sides, it's weird. I believed myself to be on the other side for the longest time, right? That's where my brain got melted as a 16-year-old because up until the age of 16, I considered myself absolutely unlovable, right? Like that's what I believed about myself. Because I was also an asshole at the same time, right? So I was like, well, if nobody's gonna love me, I might as well lean into it, right? I might as well be unlovable. And still, somebody showed me that I was still lovable despite that. And then that taught me how to love myself in ways that I didn't know I could, right? Like it showed me that I was, in fact, desirable. Maybe that's the word. Not even just lovable, but desirable. And that definitely did change a lot in my mind. And some people never get that chance. Some people only get that chance later in their life, and they've already maybe established a certain narrative about their own being up until that point. You are a beautiful person, dear Joy Vive. I hope it gets easier to accept compliments as you continue growing more beautiful as a being. I just want my eyes to turn into flashlights when I need them. It would be so damn convenient. I mean, I would rather just be able to see infrared. I would rather be able to see more spectrums of light, instead of flashlight eyes. Because, bruh, like if I see a dude with beams of light coming out his eyes, I might be shooting at you, like soon after. But normal looking eyes that can basically pick up a whole plethora of different, signals and then still give you an image, even if it's pitch black darkness. That in my mind would be the best. And then they can also be used as like, hollow feeds. But yeah. I too am very uncomfortable with compliments. You're beautiful, dear Kristen. And the way you love your little doggo, it makes you all the more beautiful. I also do not like compliments. Duck Dad, you are absolutely fantastic, hardworking, and a great dad, dude. Yeah, good compliment. Exposure therapy out here. I've yet to figure out how to handle them. You just say thank you. You just say thank you. I also have a hard time with compliments, and apparently, at least in my experience, that seems to be the easiest thing you can do. And you just say thank you. You say, thank you, that's nice. Maybe say something nice back, right? Maybe even say to them that was nice of them to say, right? Tell them they're nice for telling you how nice you are. That's good enough. You don't have to do anything else. As soon as you deny a compliment, like an energy that can be beautifully flowing, right? This person giving you energy of themselves. You can either receive that energy and then again feed it back into their experience, or you can go, right? And that's not a good energy to put out into the world. Again, which waves do you want to make? If you're making your own waves, which waves do you want to make? You want to make the to the universe waves, or you want to be the to the universe? Because the universe will meet you halfway always. Does it taste like cheap noir novels? I don't know what noir novels taste like. Maybe. I try to hand out compliments every time I see someone with some compliment worthy shit. It's always so nice to watch their faces light up. Yeah, yeah, you're all beautiful, Shell. So are you. The correct response is thank you for saying so. That's very flattering. Yeah, I say that too. I like saying that. That's the best thing you can say sometimes. Vaping is being banned in Australia. I'm guessing like probably like nicotine vaping, right? Oh, sod it. That is quite absurd. I'm mixed about it though, to be honest, right? Because on the one side, vaping isn't a very societally healthy fractal. At least not the way we're doing it right now with these disposables, right? That are still using metals and plastics and materials to be made, right? And then are intended to be thrown away. And they're costing here in South Africa like 15 bucks. Pay like 15 bucks for a 5,000 puff vape or whatever, right? That can last a person like a month. So maybe it's cheaper than cigarettes at the end of the day. But again, right, I heard this fractal of the people that are selling these nicotine vapes ultimately are just selling the same drug, but their clientele have a higher chance of living, right? They don't die of cancer as quickly, so they'll keep being a nicotine abuser for a longer period of time, allowing these companies to bank more money at the end of the day. And like as soon as I heard that, I was like, ah, we do live in an addiction culture right now. We live in an addiction culture, right, with capitalism as it is, profiting of our addictions, while at the same time demonizing addiction almost more than any other state of being, right? Like when you hear about addiction, you've been programmed in so many ways to think of those people as less than, as weak, as scum of the earth. Like add your societal programming here, when more than anything, it's probably just a sense of desperation, right? Like you get to a point where you feel you're treading water. Instead of making waves, you're sinking. And then what do you do? Right? What do you do to feel like you're not sinking anymore? What do you do to feel like the sinking is okay, other than try to escape? And then we blame those people. All right? I say it's their fault. Making waves, right? This is making waves in all of our hearts right now. Feeling the way we do again wouldn't be possible if not for the love we have. So thank you for feeling these things, dear friends. The vaping fractal, that it started from the vaping fractal, right? But yeah, maybe it's not bad. Maybe your government does actually have like again, but maybe it's better if it's not being sold at every gas station kind of vibe. I would rather them sell weed at every gas station than the nicotine vapes because again, it's just so much and always right, and people carrying them with them wherever they go, and and like just over and over. It's like it's like a drink, and I do like to see it like that. So when I do smoke a vape, like a nicotine vape, I think of it like this is like a sip I'm taking, right? It doesn't have as many calories in it, and technically nicotine isn't, at low doses at least, that bad for you. In fact, it can actually boost white blood cell production. So there is that, and I do have that information in my brain. So I'm like not too apprehensive. I also, however, know on the other side that nicotine is literally more poisonous than cyanide by volume, right? So if you were measuring out enough cyanide and enough nicotine in a powder form to kill a person, you would need less powder of the nicotine than the cyanide, which is pretty absurd, especially when you consider the fact that it's legal and it's being sold everywhere. Right? But it's also very addictive, and that's why it's sold everywhere, and that's why it's making so much money, and that's why it is legal. The same, not necessarily true for psychedelics. Like you won't see people taking more psychedelics, every 5, 15, 20 hour, however regularly people smoke cigarettes or vapes, right? Like that just won't be a thing. So there's no incentive for them to make it legal in that way because they cannot profit in the same way. I grow pollinator plants for a living, and I don't call myself king of butterflies. This dude saves one butterfly and lets it go to his head. I mean, bro, that butterfly told me that he's gonna go and tell all of his and her homies about King Butterfly that saved him, right? It was like he looked just like us, bro. He was bright colored. He literally wore our food as a drape. That's what I heard the butterfly say, of course. I'm just paraphrasing, of course, not saying it as elegantly as the butterfly did. And then he went, "I will tell my people about you, brave soul, noble Meltmore." And then I was like, "Wow!" In butterfly, of course, you couldn't hear it because I'm speaking butterfly. Duck Dad is like, "Oh, it's going to his head." Melt goes, "Challenge accepted, bro. You want to see it go into the heads of Sudden? Are you at Oz? Find you a fuzzy face and kiss it right between the eyes. Bless. But you could visit. Am I known messages? Let me just check quickly. Damn it, Bluey is what I typed. Why autocorrect? Why infrared isn't going to do shit when you're painting a wall or looking for a screw. Got to have a full spectrum eyes, homie. I mean, I agree. I 100%. I won't. get, robo eyes if I lose my color spectrum or my light. And then technically, you can up them in a way, and you can have them emit, a source of light as well, which isn't necessarily flashlight, but a source of light that is not visible to normal human eyes, for example. And then that can be your flashlight slash illumination source. There are ways to do it. There are ways to do it. But it's gonna be like maybe like 5 years, 5 years post ASI. So 2032, 2033, I expect, that type of technology will be available to us. So that's still a while. And it's still gonna be, chokingly expensive probably. Unless we figure that bullshit out. I would be very okay with vaping being banned in America solely because of how many disposable batteries. That's exactly what I say. Are laying all over the ground from these products. Exactly. And they're not disposable batteries, right? They're disposable vapes, but they're not disposable batteries. The metals in that battery is still usable. And in fact, most of those cells can charge. They're lithium ion cells, right? They can keep a charge. And I do keep all of the vapes, that I can find. I take them from people as well if they're spent. And then I take them to my brother Vessel. And he is slowly but surely building himself a power bank of all of these little batteries, right? Because they do keep charge. They're made to. They're not disposable batteries. They're just actual batteries that are being thrown away. It is low volumes technically per unit, but if you think about the amount that people are buying and throwing away on a daily basis, I can't imagine. Like tons. I wonder if they've done a study. Hey Google, have they done a study about how much metal, lithium ion, for example, is being thrown away with all of the disposable vapes? Material Focus found that 1.3 million single-use e-cigarettes are thrown away in the UK every week. 8.9. This equates to approximately 10,000 kilograms of lithium taken to landfills each year. Okay, equivalent to 1,200 electric vehicles. That's just the UK. Yeah, that's pretty concerning. It's not that much, relatively speaking, right? I thought it would be much more, but it's still way more than I think is acceptable. And I do believe there is going to be, again, mini economies where people are literally going to have the machinery, and, there'll be an incentive for them to create little boxes where people can put their disposable vapes, and then those little boxes will be emptied and be taken to recycling centers, and they'll extract black mass or whatever from those batteries, and they'll be able to sell it again. So maybe I'll have to do something like that eventually as well. Might be a cool thing. Maybe make things out of the plastic, right? Make like chairs for the festivals. Duck, I imagine that something like a flashlight eyes would be marketed as the working's man solution, but would quickly become co-opted by dirty skirt chasers. Lurky listening and loving you. Fun day Sunday. God dishy done day. Bless you. Thank you for doing that for your future self as well. Having them wash dishes. Oh, Shiznit, it's Sunday. We forgot. And Mel didn't do silent yoga. It's true. But I did have Daniel there, so I wanted to give cues. Felt like we had cool cues to give as well, so I had fun giving them. I really have been more aggressively smoking marijuana as of late. And I don't really know if I like the word aggressively necessarily, but I have been feeling more cold to it. I don't know if it's the energies, if it's my state of being, if it's the waves, right? Maybe it's the waves that I'm feeling. And then I kind of set an intention, right? Literally setting the intention to make my own waves. And then I go into these experiences. I don't like silent yoga. I wasn't complaining, bless. Yeah, the silent yoga is more for me actually, Joy Vive. It's so that I can kind of get the benefits of the practice as well. But I feel I do either way, right? Every practice is a special one for me because I feel they really are. Even though they're the exact same poses every day, it is a different practice for me. The amount I learn about my body, like the amount I learn about where I'm hurting, what is sensitive, what is stiff, what is not as flexible as it was. And then from that, I can, if I want to, do even more work on my yoga mat. Because I'll be like, how about this? Right? Like I'll do my twists and I'll notice that on one side of my twist, I feel like a certain level of tension in my lower back. And I'm like, okay, right? You identified this tension. Now, next time you get on your yoga mat, we're gonna have to go and work on that. And then doing that over and over again. We are the wave, brother. That we are, my dude. The edge of the spear makes a wave, right? As it cuts through reality. We are the ones making that wave. Today's stream topic was in part inspired by yesterday's, which was the imposter syndrome, essentially, right? The sense of belonging in different places. And yeah, I danced on water essentially. There was a membrane that added some rigidity, but as I was feeling the waves, there was a very real sense of instability, right? Like feeling the waves I was creating in my own mind about my unworthiness of being in a space. And then at the same time, being shown through that medium that was the water and my trying to dance on it, that when I make my own waves, I feel stable, right? And it is technically you making your own waves all the time. And as soon as you acknowledge that that's what you're doing, that's when you find a sense of calm. It is a process, but it is a beautiful one. Oh, no. We are the wave. Melty, saw your message that you were hosting a concert yesterday. How about that, dude? We had a good day together, bruh. How are you? All melt and fam. It's been a long while. How is this human containing that beautiful love, creative energy of yours? Barely. Right? I feel like it's doing better these days. I've been eating more good food. Can you see it? I mean, I feel like my muscles have shrinked. I've been eating significantly less protein. And that is kind of messing with my brain. Not in the lack of protein is messing with my brain, but losing muscle mass. Right? I guess if you go from averaging 60 to 100 grams of protein a day to less, then things would change. And I love it. Bless you. I have fully manifested the art life for me now, and I love it. You're gonna have to, bro. You showed up for what you loved, bro, and the universe met you halfway. It's working with you instead of against you at this point. Unfortunately, at first, the universe does test you. Keeps asking you over and over again, are you sure? Are you sure you're ready to go this way? And then challenges you, put some obstacles, see if you're willing to climb over them. Oh, goodness. I overheated. Oh, bro. Smoking. I like. It literally upsets me when I do that, like accidentally. It's such a different experience as soon as a combustion occurs. Wonder if it, volatilizes. Is that a word? Evaporates things that I don't necessarily want. Do you like tuna melt? I find it's a good source, low calorie protein, it's cheap. Tinned fish for the win. I mean, I want to say yes, but I also feel like that would be a lie because I have a hard time eating tuna if I'm not putting like a bunch of sauce in it or whatever, right? Or I'm eating it with something. Like going mono on tuna can is not exactly an experience that I look forward to. But it could be one way, definitely. Eggs is usually the one that I gravitate towards. Right? If you eat 10 eggs a day, you get 60 grams of protein. Easy enough. I will eat crickets before I eat tuna again. I love Sam kicking the door down in this fractal. It's like, you eat tuna, I would rather eat bugs. I would rather eat dirt, sand, the shrubbery, but I won't touch again tuna. Did you have a bad experience, Sam? Tell us about it. Dude, no joke, overheating. The Dynavap is so harsh. I felt that for you, yeah. It wasn't that bad, but it was bad enough, you know? Yeah. Like, I'm happy that you also now kind of have that sensitivity towards how hot it's supposed to get. I love me some tuna. Yeah. Again, if you do it with like some toast and some tomato slices and some lettuce, and again, mayo or whatever, then I can like be like, oh, this is fine, this is nice. But just the tuna? Are you just a tuna type of person? Duck Dad, roughing it out there, eating with a fork. Do you do the oil or the saltwater brine? Why, barely bro, what's up? Talk to us. I don't want you to disregard the beautiful human either. No, I feel like I'm not that again, right? Even though I'm losing muscle mass, I'm not really too peeved about it. And I feel like that's a part of the it messaging with me fractal. Where I'm like kinda aware that would happen. And at the same time I am a little bit more like my blood group is A negative. And if they're to believed, blood groups do have a a say in as influence on what you're supposed to eat. And apparently, I'm supposed to be partaking of mostly fruits and vegetables, limited amounts of red meat and protein. So I'll pay attention. If it messes with me too much, I'll just straight up switch to keto. I'll be like, oh yeah, I'll eat something else. Watch me, fruit. Those are some really Rorschach vibes, Joy. Rorschach? Like the Rorschach shapes? Am I tripping out? I think the texture of tuna is what I don't like. Yeah, the graininess, right? The grainy while at the same time being like sponge or I can even feel it in my mouth just thinking about it. It's kind of like sponge, right? Like porous. It is porous, like porous meat that falls apart but also wants to stick together. I completely feel you. And the smell and the taste. No way, I don't like tuna at all. Tuna, small amounts of olive oil, mayo, and then that is nature seasoning blend. Yeah, that does sound nice. But you need the mayo, right? Like without the mayo, it's it's so bad, dude. That's joy. It was a lot of hard work, but so rewarding. And I'm never gonna stop because I don't want to. And the universe don't want either. Nice. Get all the salad out of my tuna. Oh damn. Russia, Rorschach. He be good hardcore beans straight out of the can kind of vibes. Beans straight out of the can is for divorced dad and Aussies. Like the fact that you say that, I have an Aussie in my mind. He's called Bo. I'm forgetting the rest of his name. Maybe if you want to search him on YouTube, like Bo Running Man, like this dude, he's such a beautiful creator. Like he's an absolute inspiration, and he'll go on these runs. I think he did a one run. Maybe like if you want to go down the beans fractal, I think he did like a 50-kilometer marathon eating only beans or something like that. you know. And there's like, as soon as you said like only divorced dads and Aussies eat beans out of the can, there was this flash of his face in my mind's eye of him eating a can of beans with a spoon. See, I would rather have the grainy of tuna that's in water rather than the slimy that is packed in oil. Yeah, agreed. Thanks, Joy. Also, zero positive. Oh, positive, Duck Dad. Your blood group? Maybe you're talking about the meats, right? I don't even know. I know. You're a fluid being and can go in whatever direction you please, brother. Yeah. Fortunately, I do pay close attention to my body and my state of being and my energy. And like I feel also because I do this with you friends, because I come and sit down to have a conversation, because I have a yoga class with cues I have to remember and be cognizant of, and right, like I cannot be lackadaisical. I can, I guess, but I'm supposed to be a professional in that space, so I can notice my capacity for professionalism day to day as well, and my amount of energy, how stoked I am to be doing that or not. All of those things factor into my state of being, and I do pay close attention to how changing things in my environment and with the stuff I put into my body changes that as well. Bo Bogan? No, I don't think so. Let me see if I can find his name quickly because I do believe I'm subscribed to his channel. Let me see how long it takes me. Nee, 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 nee. Nee, 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 nee. I'm gonna scroll down and I'm gonna read all of the people that I absolutely love as I go down as well. There's this cool dude called Meltmore right at the top of the list. But then Russ Cook, if you don't know him, also runner. PewDiePie, obviously you know. I Did a Thing, awesome. Channel 5 of Andrew Callahan. Kurt Connor. The Weedy Garden, also great. Big Tug, sounds weird. Tucker is also awesome. Uh, Elliot's a cool guy. Check him out as well. Ambition Strikes, awesome. Ryan Tyrant. Bobby Dukes, you probably know him already. So pretty cool. Mm, like I need to pay more attention. For I subscribe to a great deal of people. Let's see. And I feel like as I'm looking at their names, I'm being teleported into different fractals. Every name. There's Duck Dad Farms on my list as well. Check him out. Awesome dude. Bruh, I'm so lost. Serbia, shout out to him as well. I've gone through the whole list one more time because I do wanna, you know, give him some lovin's. I feel like I'm treading water. Joe, where are you, bro? No, his name is Bo. His name is Bo. Bo Miles. Yeah, 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 yeah. Bo Miles. This dude right here. I really do love his videos. The stuff that he makes. Like an absolute chad. Like he cleans stuff, builds stuff. There we go. No, there it is. 40 days eating only canned beans. I thought he was doing 40 kilometers eating only canned beans. No. 40 days. Goodness. 191 cans of beans. I Wanted to say, can you imagine? But I think we ought not imagine that. I think we might just have like a little bit of a heart attack just thinking about it. That's so absurd. That's so crazy. Yeah. Anything for the content or whatever. mm You were super stoked yesterday during yoga. I guess you were excited for the boat party. Yeah, I was. I was very excited. Felt like a new adventure awaiting, and it was. It was. I wish I had more to share, right? But all of the conversations I had were very personal, right? Like about people's kids, about their personal journeys, about the things they've been doing. So I could share it, but I feel like I wouldn't. It wouldn't be delivered in the way that would be meaningful to you, friends. So know that there were good conversations had. Love was true and continues to be so. You said A negative should eat more fruit and vegetables. What should the other groups eat? I've never heard it before. Us O negatives wants more blood. I think so. I don't know. Like I'm not a knower of these things, and I don't even know if it's true in the first place. This is just like some of that information. If you go and search, what food group should I eat for my blood group or whatever food groups should I eat for my blood group, you will get information. Men only listen to other men. You follow any women creators? I mean, not many. I have to look for the women. I'm. Why are you doing this to me, Joy V? What the hell? What did I do? What did I do to you? Bro. Ambition Strikes. That there are a couple. Uh, Life Uncontained. Mostly is the name. What the fuck, bro? Evan and Caitlin. There are also a couple. My brain's getting melted. I've never thought about that, Joy V, but now that I'm paying attention to it, most of these are men. I'm also subscribed to Caroline Winkler. She's also super rad. If you want to go check her out. Zoe B. There's another lady. Why? Why? Alice Chappelle. Is it Capel? Her stuff is also great. You might have seen her before. Uh, men, 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 more men's, more men. Look at that, even more men. That's another man again. Look at that, more. Oh goodness, love continues to be true. Yeah, I got like three women's or whatever. Yeah, yeah, JB, don't call me out. And I don't know if it's a men only listen to other men thing, right? Like all of those. I'm thinking about Chat Chat as well. I don't think I'm subscribed to Chat Chat, but I've watched. I should subscribe to Chat Chat. If you don't know Chat Chat, she's also amazing. I'm getting rocked by waves right now. You see what's happening? I for a second thought I could be calm, let my guard down, share information, and then suddenly I get knocked knocked by waves. Waves of scrutiny. Waves. Waves knocking me all around. Okay. Let me get back to it. If Y Files isn't on the list, check out some Y Files, some interesting topics of exciting production value and a talking fish. I know Y Files, actually. Yeah, I mean, it's very conspiracy theory, but it's the point kind of vibe as well. I do know that one. But we're not allowed to talk about that, right? Because I'm pretty sure that guy is a dude or whatever, right? He has pepness. So, we should. I've never thought about that, Joy V. Like that's what I'm tripping out about right now. In my mind, I never had my boat rocked by the fact that there was not more women on my subscriber list. right? And now you calling me out of that. Now I have to like look through your eyes and look at my subscribers and be like, what the hell? Why is there like 95% men, 5% women in this list? I'm asking myself why. I think it might be a statistics thing, right? I'm calling statistics on this one. I think men might be more likely to become content creators, especially the type of content that I find appealing, right? I don't watch makeup channels. I don't ever, never, ever, never, right? And if I did, then I would probably have literal thousands of the different female creators to follow, right? I don't watch lewd content. And if I did, I probably would have thousands of different women to follow. I'm thinking about this German lady as well that creates like educational content. Right? I watch a bunch of her videos too. So I've never been like, oh wow, I'm starting to watch video. Is it man or woman presenting? Now I feel some way about that. I'm trying to check my own biases. I'm trying, but it's hurting. It's hurting me. It's making me feel like I'm a bad person when I'm not intending to be or something. Mm. Ah, shucks. I'm on Mel's list, smiling from your day. I shouldn't have called you out though. Women content creators, the ones I have exposure to, are complete airheads. I mean, Chad on a level, right? Alice also on a level, and that other German lady, I forgot her name though, also very much not airheads, right? All of the ladies I do follow are not airhead ladies, right? And I'm thinking I'm forgetting the other lady's name as well. Like they very much have a head on their shoulders. They're funny as well, right? All of them are. I mean, I don't know if Alice is that funny. Alice, I'm kind of drawn to because she kind of scares me, right? I'm like, I feel like she probably would hate my guts, in real life. Probably, I probably would be the antithesis of some parts of what she's fighting. But I love her anyway. She's very verbose. I don't find that there's a Darth. I don't find that there's a dearth of women creators. Joy, I follow women drummers and some women's autism, but remember, as I said in stream the other day, I have much women energy in my life. YouTube be for the boys. Oh, and OnlyFans. Airheads with cameras and microphones come in all genders. Yeah, look at me. Look at me airheading out here. Alright, look at me. Now carry me drinks while I sit next to the beach. If only it was that easy for us, right? I could just be pretty, and then get flying all over the world, get waited on my every need. But no, I'm gonna have to go and work for all of those things. And I look forward to it. Do I look forward to it? I'm gonna work so hard. My hands are gonna be so calloused. And I'll be proud of it. I'll be like, yeah. Yeah, good. This is good. Google says I should eat fish and beans. Rest in peace. Very much. Stuck in 6 months. Check out the progress of my backyard, John. You guys can still do it. Sam, I understand the words you said, but not the order you put them in. That I miss. I feel I understand so far at least. I use words to imply that the missus will make you propose. I feel means now when you make me explain it. Oh, sorry, Sam. Meltmore, dearth is a lack of. Ah, thank you. I don't use that word, I guess. A dearth of female creators. Yeah, let me show you again. All right. I do love myself some Curtis Connor though. Chad Chad. I think Chad Chad might be my all-time favorite like female YouTuber. Like she is on a level. Like also, I feel like the amount of awareness and her willingness to commit to the bit, right? Yeah, Chad Chad is cool. But scrolling down, you know what? I see mostly male creators. The patriarchy rises again. Why am I called to say such triggering shit in today's stream today? I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Commit to the bit. Cable, don't encourage me right now, dude. See, Mel, now you understand why I say I wish people would pay for my bath water. I mean, weirdly enough, dude, like maybe I don't know if it's just my algorithm that has been trained that way for me to have mostly a male audience because I don't know what your algorithms look like, right? But I feel like Google knows that I am not swayed by watch time when it comes to sexual content, right? It knows that about me. So it doesn't give me anything like that. It gives me stuff that's usually a little bit more either heady, technology, games, or future. That's what my algorithm looks like, right? That's the stuff that I'm like downloading. I want to have hope for the future. And I believe that no matter how much time pass, human sexuality won't evolve as much, right? Like I'm still probably going to find the female form attractive 50 years from now. However, I won't be thinking about the same things I'm thinking about right now 50 years from now. So for me, that's where I find more importance or more value, right? Like which ideas am I considering? What perspectives am I integrating into my larger perspective, and how is that going to serve me in the future? Triggering shit for the win today. Yeah, yeah, it does have that energy, right? I am making waves. I am making waves. And I feel like weirdly enough, I feel the universe kind of calling out the wisdom I think I discovered. Right? Me going, yeah, you don't feel the waves when you're making them. I'm making the waves, but I can feel them still because they're rippling through my friends. Right? And my friends are as I am, present for this moment. Oh no. Oh no. My wisdoms are falling apart. Thank you, universe. I guess the point is to melt, right? No, 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 no. I think it's important we interrogate our biases, plus it's free. And I appreciate going through it, right? If I was unwilling to, I would just be like, okay, peace out. No interrogating my biases for me. I'm gonna run away instead. But nay, I will stand underneath the sunlight. Let myself be scrutinized. Duh, don't hate, man. Just make it evolve. I want humanity to blossom into the super flower of power. Super flowers of power. Yeah, you know me, bro. It's also the limiting female gaze. I get many good female creators on my algorithm. Bless you, bro. Hey, I'm just asking questions here. The evolving happens on its own. Trigger for the win. I just subscribed to Chat Chat. Thanks for the recommendation, Mel. Check her out. Like, watch one of her videos and let me know what you think as well, right? Like, I want you to like call me out. Tell me if I have good taste in female creators. The picture. Duck that. Of course, Duck that quotes me in one of my triggering. Yeah, yeah, I know, I know. I must know. That's why I'm joking. I want a matriarchy, right? Because patriarchy is like dominating, hierarchical. You are doing this because I tell you so. Energy, right? Where matriarchy is, soft, consensual, holding you, comforting you, kind of energy. At least in my mind, right? So, and I do believe We are bound for change. We have been spending the last 10,000, 12,000 years as a patriarchy, and there will come a shift, and it will pivot towards a matriarchy. And the only thing that needs to be done in that fractal is for the women not to repeat the same patterns that men has, because that's unfortunately the joke, right? That all of the atrocities that have been committed will be committed again if you give any group of people that power to do so, right? That's the joke. It's not a race thing. It is simply a matter of exploitation, right? And again, it is a exploitation of other people based on them being different, right? This illusion of them being different. This story we tell ourselves. Love is true. Mine be showing me way too many attractive girls lately. It's trying to make me feel old and undesirable, lol. Do you buy more shit when you feel old and undesirable? If so, then maybe. Of course you are. Why should we shy away from attraction? Don't shy away from attraction. I believe that there is a lot of energy, in your process, right? Allowing yourself to be filled with passion, right? By being in this world and loving Mama Gaia kind of vibes, right? I believe there's value in that, but there's also a certain level of what is important that comes up in my mind. Because even though I believe I am here to love, I also believe that I ought not be selfish with that love either when it comes to the future generations as well, right? So there's a certain part of myself that feels very called to action and wanting to make certain things happen, setting wheels into motion, right? And like I feel like that is a certain level of masculine energy. And we do need that as well, right? Testosterone, that that willingness to push forward, to fight even. Mm, often, thanks to you, I'm making tuna for lunch. Women absolutely enforce the patriarchy. We are complicit in our own subjugation. I mean, even though I agree with you, Joy Vive, I also want to give you like a get out of jail free card to all of us that we do find ourselves not only in a patriarchy but also in a capitalist oligarchy, right? So we are kind of forced to reinforce and become complicit in the reestablishing of the patriarchy over and over, right? Because it's the fractal of you are a daughter to, a wife to, a girlfriend to someone. You find yourself in the middle of nowhere potentially. You are reliant on this person to feed you, right? And there's nothing you can do to make money other than maybe sell your body in a certain space. So you don't have the options other than to subjugate it or whatever, right? And I feel like I'm oversimplifying it. But again, the fact that we don't cover the basic needs of our species allow for these things to continue the way they have, right? And there's an incentive to keep these things going the way they are because that allows you a certain level of exploitation of people's resources, right? Like, what do you see when you see people? Do you see wallets? Do you see faces? Do you see hopes and dreams? Do you see potential friends and conversations, right? Depending on which wave you're putting out into the world, that wave is going to come back to you in some ways. And maybe if you see people as wallets, you'll make some money, right? And maybe that's important to you. But that isn't going to stick around as long as you will. Keep making. Well, no. The problem with a matriarchy is that the pendulum swings to the extremes. A matriarchy will be just a different kind of messed up. Balance is needed in different kind of men. Yep, I agree. Let's see. Let's see what happens. Except I do bristle at the suggestion that my liking of pink and dresses is because of the patriarchal conditioning, which I find laughable. I feel maybe, to like meet each other halfway because I don't actually believe in that stuff either. I think maybe that fractal of the patriarchy reinforces or conditions you to like pink. That is like a misinformation or a misrepresentation of what people actually feel about it. What I would say about it instead is that pink has, in this patriarchal system, become associated with being a woman, right? And feminine energy. And in the same way, it would be not patriarchally acceptable for a man to dress himself in all pink, right? And I feel like that is the laughable thing, right? I completely agree with you though, Joy V, that your liking of pink and liking of dresses isn't because of the system. It's because it makes you feel pretty, right? It makes you feel good about yourself. And that experience, again, unfortunately can be influenced by the system we're in. For example, right? Like maybe in this system of patriarchy you're in, right? And this is me just like shooting from the hip kind of vibe. But in this system of patriarchy you're in, maybe you're a 4-year-old girl and you wear a pink dress and all of your family relatives tell you how beautiful you are, right? And even though you might not remember that in this moment, that still has established a certain level of neuronal connection of like, me dress pink dress, me get love. So I love pink dress, right? Like putting the cart in front of the horse. So maybe there's some of that as well. Added perspective. According to Christian tradition, the man is responsible for the downfall of civilization because of his wandering eye. Eve was deceived, but Adam knew better, and still he bit. But it's the men who go around calling women snakes and evil when it's literally right there. We are each responsible for our own shit, for mankind to continually oppress women on the supposition that we curse humanity is flat out false and just an attempt to avoid having to take responsibility. That's the big word for me too, Sam. That's why I find it very hard to believe in the whole Christian fractal, right? Is because of that responsibility. And you said it so beautifully, right? And there are so many Christians that still to this day have this possessive sense to their divine feminine, partners. Like you're mine, right? You're my property, right? You're one of my things, and I keep my things in the house, and this is what you do thing, right? Like, and that horrifies me, that is something they can justify, that they can point to their Bible to, is over. Look, the Bible says I am allowed to be my wife a little bit, and then later it says to stop beating your wife. What the fuck? I shouldn't joke about this, but it is kind of comical to me, right? Like there's this weird, what's this called? Like dark matter, number, right? Like he has four number or four digits or something, but it's like dark matter something, and he's very much an atheist, right? Like hardcore atheist. But he makes these animated little like thought experiments. And one of them was this dude who wakes up out of a simulation. And then there's like a dude in the simulation room with him, and he goes, "Oh goodness, yay, we're back live again." Queen Vashti was fully in her right to tell the king to fuck off. Duckling hates dresses and makes fun of her cousins for only wearing them. That is kind of hilarious. We are back. I think we're going to get finished soon. I'll partake of one last Dynavap. Then we'll pull a card. And I'll say goodbye to you, friends. This is White Wedding. It tastes like if a bunch of icing that was intended to be put on a wedding cake was driven in a truck A little bit of a diesel truck. I have the Giovannified chat message ready, so don't let me miss the cue. You can send it at some point. I'm gonna go pull my cards, and then we can go through it. She comes and sat there in his dining room. He asked his wife in front of all of his absolutely wrecketh friends to show us your tits, and she told him no. Literally the king, right? That's a woman who knows her power, who claims her power. Saying no. Making waves, right? Making waves that's touching Sam's life, even to this moment, touching all of our lives, even to this moment. I'd have told the drunken old sod no to Sam. That's a great Bible story, absolutely. We weren't told that one in kindergarten. Surprise, surprise. You ready for a card? Let's see. Drum. Drum. My soul is being called to drum right now. Answer the call. What is your soul calling to do? I'm gonna come and sit down and drum with your friends for a little bit, and then we'll pull the cards. Little booklet to read what I mean. Does that sound fair to ye? I think there still might be left in here. Nah. I could, but I ought not. I ought not. I'm back in a second. There's a little sticky boy pointing upwards on the ground. I'm gonna make you taller. This is what it's like to grow tall slowly but surely. No, sir. No, sir, please. Mr. Tall Sir. I don't think that's good enough, bro. I think you have to get taller. Maximum tall initiated. Wah. Yeah. Is this a good shot? I don't know if it is. To move my pants out of the way with this one, actually. Goodness. I'm having such a fucking hard time right now. I'm making waves, but the waves are pushing back against me. You know what? I will go even deeper. Set the intention of answering the call even more. How does one answer the call? Right? I feel like that's the fractal I'm tripping out about right now more than anything. Sounds so absurd just saying it in that way. I did feel called to play drums, however. Like genuinely, in that moment, reading that card, I was like, oh, you should play your drum a little bit. And then I do, and I find myself again feeling the waves of, I don't know what I'm doing. You know? Do any of us know what we're doing? Really? Really ill? I know I'm practicing. I know I'll get better. But I also know I'm not good right now. Alright, the course of knowing. Answer the call. Alright. My intention is to answer the call. I came and sat down on this seat that is also a drum with the intention to play my drum. I would like to ask the universe to tell me exactly which notes I'm supposed to play. Help me answer the call. There we go. Yeah. Yeah, intention set. Waves made. Universe allows stability. Nice. I'm gonna short your legs again. You're like 110 10 10 195 19 ish, right? Like just over 6 feet tall right now. Feels like I'm breaking your legs when I say. You also have 3 legs. Isn't that cool? Extra stability. Super difficult to blow you over even. What's it like to fly up there? I guess I can continue sitting on my drum even. Ah, actually, this is a nice shot. I might end up doing this a little more. I'm pretty sure those crows start screaming more when I start playing my drum, because now they're still, completely still. Okay, they made some more crows. Maybe I'm just assigning fractals where there are none. Okay, enough drumming. Maybe I'll show you the cards one more time. Don't call me Shirley. I wonder who Shirley actually is. My mind is running fractals. Learning rhythm is different from learning music. This will take time. You should watch some videos and learn about how to read music. If you don't already know, I don't know. Drums are hard to spot. Drums are hard, but because you have to feel it. I can't just pick up and play. Need some groove time. Yeah, and I have no extra like melody or rhythm to like drum on either. So it really has to come from like my spirit. It was just a suggestion. The drums seemed too sudden melt spirit. It's okay. I got it, right? I reset the intention. I gave myself some time to get into the rhythm, and the second time I had much more fun. Drumming under pressure blows. I feel your joy. Don't come here. Hi, Kristen. So much love to y'all. If I had 3 legs, I wouldn't trip over in my warrior pose. This is true. You'd be so stable. Answer the call, dear friends. What a scene. Can you imagine sitting there as this version of your being? Answer the call, dear friend. Which page is it? One of the first? Yeah. Your guidance is divinely guided. You are being called to answer the call of your soul. It might. Answering your soul's calling is not a one time thing, rather, a lifelong dance. Deep down, you already know what you long for, what your soul yearns for. Whatever you are called to do, that is your calling. Don't overthink it. Don't wait for permission. Just say yes. Most people are waiting for a step by step plan before they take the first step. But intuition doesn't work like that. It takes faith and courage to answer the call of your soul. And that's why most people don't do it. But you are not most people. You are in exactly the right place to answer your calling now. You don't need to know the whole plan.
You don't even need to know where it is heading. You just need to take the next step. No one has ever had the complete perfect plan. There is no end destination. There is no right or wrong way to do it. And you do not need permission from anyone else. Sometimes the more resistance we have around answering our soul calling, the more important it is to our soul's growth. Just like that, we get schooled again by the universe. Right? Like a murder discussing murder? Like a murderer? What? And knowing how smart crows are, it's probably something super meaningful. Conka, you wonder what they're saying? Yeah, I agree. I don't think they're being nice to each other. I think they're whipping profanities at each other, probably. Squaw you, bro. No, no, not squaw me. Squaw you. No, you squaw. No, you squaw. This thing probably makes a fuck ton of noise. I bet John is regretting convincing me to buy. Okay, let's say goodbye now. Thank you, dear beloved friends, for joining me again. It's always a pleasure having you here. I wanna, I wanna ogle at the beauty of the wooden texture. I'm so sorry. Let me see if I can collapse these niggers. A group of crows called a murder. You should know since you have one. Yeah, I should probably have made the connection that that's what you were meaning. I don't know if you friends are into textures like that, but I can't help but we go, yo, all right, give more. Give more fractally, meltily, woodly goodly textures, please. I want all the limbs and then the front woods. Very nice. Okay. I appreciate you, friend, for joining me again. See you again soon. Goodbye for now. Love you. The top is where your bum goes. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. You just. Why did I give you the perspective? I'm so sorry. Goodbye now.